EA Sports and the United States Golf Association are proud to present a national championship. Today, it's live opening round coverage of the U.S. Open Championship. It is one of the most difficult golf courses in the United States, Oakmont Country Club outside Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo, who was a part of that dramatic U.S. Open in 1994 at Oakmont, ultimately won by Ernie Els. Frank, when you think of Oakmont, what comes to mind?
The difficulty of the golf course, Rich. I know a lot's changed over the last 20 or so years. A lot of the trees have been removed, but really that wasn't the story of Oakmont. It's the slick greens, how firm and fast they can be. The members there, for example, they marvel at the fact that people think they're fast. They say we putt on these greens every single day and they're certainly no slower. But it's the bunkering as well. There's 210 bunkers here. They're all in play. It just has that history. When you step on Oakmont, you just know you are walking on not one of the great courses in North America, but one of the great courses in golf. He's loading up on it.
Look at the coil there. That is a heat-seeking missile right there. Wow.
Oh, that's fine.
Frank, you've been there, down to the wire at several U.S. Opens. What's that pressure like?
It's so different from any other type of major championship because that's normally the toughest test. That's where the scores are the highest, i.e. relative to par. That's actually where par itself is a good score. I mean, you're bruised and battled by the end of the week. With the exception, really, remember when Rory McIlroy won at Congressional? That's the one time when a US Open played soft. But Martin Keimer at Pinehurst on a firm, fast golf course, it's a different test. Tiger Woods at Pebble Beach. You just think of people struggling at the end of the week and really last man standing. That's what a US Open means.
Good swing, good shot yet again. On the green, but still a tough putt coming up. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Frank, he might like this one. He might like... Oh, he's gonna love it, Frank. Sinks it.
Unbelievable.
Now to the par 5 fourth. It is 609 yards. Frank, this has been pivotal in past U.S. Opens.
Yeah, it certainly has. A good drive here, there's a chance to go for the par 5 and 2. A bad drive here, finding the church pews or the bunkers on the right. More often than not, you're pitching out sideways. Totally different proposition.
What was he thinking there?
I have no earthly idea.
Frank, you've played in conditions all over the world. Here come the winds now. What's the mindset?
Well, this is really what separates the men from the boys. This is where you've got to tell yourself, and it's an advantage to you. Obviously, the scores will go up a little bit, given the conditions. But once again, this is going to suit the stronger player today.
You like the old phrase, swing easy when it's breezy?
Definitely when you're hitting it into a head breeze. But down breeze, tee it up a little bit, try and ride that wind some more.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business.
that par certainly won't hurt the cause.
There's still some time.
Frank, you played the U.S. Open and nearly won it back in 1994 at Oakmont, so you remember this par 3-6, the 194 yards. It's changed a bit since then. How?
It has. They've actually made the green a little bit bigger, and how they managed to do that, they took away a bunker that used to be behind the green a little on the left side. It's not really made the hole any easier, but it still suits like a little bit of a cut. And there's something that starts on those left bunkers and works its way back towards the middle of the green. The reason why that's a better shot is because the slope of the green goes in the opposite direction. So it's one way to keep the ball straighter.
Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. And this will be a 5-foot putt here. Moves into second place with that birdie. Been some good golf early on. Let's get you caught up as we go out to the 7th hole. Frank, I've really enjoyed watching our featured golfer to this point. Superb play through the early portion of the round. Now we get to this kind of middle section. Frank, what's the key to maintaining that momentum?
Just maintaining, Rich. An opportunity here to turn good into a great round.
Well, it looks as though they're going to need to use all their strength to sort of hack it out of that rough, missing it off the tee here. We moved that one out there, but he is not going to like the lie.
That moved down in the rough.
Good-looking shot right here. Frank, it's not about getting the ball close to the hole from that spot.
Well, he had no chance to get it close. I thought he had very, very, very little chance of getting it on the green. So given that, that was a very good shot.
Oh my gosh, that hurts. Well, there's an opportunity wasted.
Just knocking him for a par, and let's forget about this one. And golf is not about perfect, but it is going to hurt the cause.
Holding steady now at 2 under par. U.S. Opens, Frank, as you well know, you've played in so many of them, are supposed to be demanding and tough. This is what a U.S. Open's all about. A par 3 and nearly 300 yards. That's the 8th at Oakmont.
It's not just the length too, but this is a typical Oakmont green, which means it's not easy. There is an option though, if you can't reach this green or at least fly it on, you might get a lucky bounce to kick forward. You'll see a lot of people chipping from around the front edge of this green, and there's no shame in that.
Getting set for this next shot from the rough, what does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are, because, you know, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
Frank, it hit the green, but just didn't have.
You wonder what he's thinking on that.
Frank, what's the best way to get at the golf ball when it's sitting down just a bit in the rough?
You have to accept the fact, first and foremost, that you're not going to get clean contact. So you have to decide whether the ball's going to come out short or it's going to fly. Because very rarely will it come out the normal distance of what you hit on the fairway. So if it's a little thin and wispy, chances are it might fly. If it's nestled down, you're going to have to take at least another club.
And now to the 9th, and in case a player has forgotten somehow that he's at a U.S. Open, the 9th will remind him very quickly that this is the national championship. This is demanding. That appeared to be a good strike right there, Frank.
Oh, good. It's just towering. Look at that hanging in the sky. Oh, they've had some meat behind it. Rich, it's not all gone. This is where you can pick yourself off the canvas. Start to string together 1 or 2 good shots in a row.
Wipe away all the negative thoughts from the bad start and just try to focus on what's in front of you.
Chance to close out the front side here with a birdie. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Oh, you hate to miss from that distance.
So they'll tap in. Did the job right there. Don't forget, second round coverage coming your way tomorrow here on EA Sports. For our entire crew, I'm Rich Lerner saying so long for now. EA Sports and the United States Golf Association are proud to present a national championship. Today, it's live second round coverage of the U.S. Open Championship. No problems there. Really good approach shot. And now, good look at birdie.
It's at sneaky distance.
Just a little too much juice on that birdie putt, Frank.
It was bold, very bold.
Just 5 feet left. He'll take par and move on. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. We're at the 14th hole at Oakmont Country Club. Frank, it's only 358 yards. How good is the scoring opportunity here?
This is certainly one of the best chances on the back nine here for birdie. That's for sure, Rich. Just a long iron off the tee there, threaded in between bunkers that adorn both sides of this fairway. To set up to what you would say on Oakmont standards is a relatively gentle green. Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks.
This is definitely rough, Rich, off the tee.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say. Great shot out of the rough. He avoided all the troubles just to get that on the green.
That was not an easy shot. He'll settle.
You'd like that one again.
Oh, man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Just a tap in to finish the hole. Seems to really have the touch today.
Well, this is a good U.S. Open par 4 at 499 yards. The 15th is one of the better holes in the course, Frank.
It is. The shape of the tee shot you think would suit a cut, but because the fairway slopes quite severely to the right, Really, it needs a draw just to work its way against that slope and somehow keep it on the straight and narrow.
And into the thicker stuff.
Let's see if he can bludgeon this one out.
Second shot coming out of the rough here.
Not terrible, but not his best.
Outside chance, really, for birdie, but really, it was a rather poor approach shot.
Speed wasn't bad on that long putt, but the read wasn't very good.
Settles in over the putt. Can't make them all. That one gets away. Just a couple of feet.
With 9 holes to go, bogeys become so much more expensive.
Frank, this is a point in the round where you really need to summon your best stuff. Par 3 of 231 yards. You know the pressure's building. We're at the 16th hole, and you have a long iron in hand. You can't flinch. You can't take it halfway back and go. This has to be the complete swing, and you have to really have the nerve on this shot.
Yeah, this shot has to be hitting right out of the button, that's for sure. One thing to consider, though, in the back of your mind, it's always better putting back uphill. Well, uphill is actually from the back of the screen. So you actually can be a little braver on 16 than what you might think standing on that tee, because a little long is better than a little short.
Par yesterday. Now for birdie. Little bit of a misread there.
Yeah, it was makeable, that's for sure.
Those keep the round going, those par putts. We're coming down to the wire here at the U.S. Open Championship at fabled Oakmont, and the tension's starting to build. And Frank, this is decision time at this very short 313-yard par 4.
And normally in a U.S. Open, Rich, you'd think the prudent play would be lay it up, but I kind of like driver here today. I think the worst you're going to do is just miss the green or hit it in one of those pop bunkers. You perhaps could drive it on the green, be putting for eagle, but even out of one of those bunkers, you've got to think you're even money to get it up and down. I like driver here.
Coming down the home stretch here at the 17th, set up well for a chance to go after this flagstick. Second shot, good look at the green. On the green, and looking at a birdie opportunity. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business.
Oh, that was nasty.
That's an outrage right there. I mean, if there's a high commission of golfdom, we need to consult them right now because it's just simply not fair, Frank. It's not.
I think the people above are frowning on the people below.
Now in third, after the par. It has come down to this, the 18th hole at the U.S. Open Championship at one of the storied Oakmont Country Club. And the 18th hole, Frank, well, you make par here and you win the U.S. Open, you've earned it.
We've seen some good tee shots today, Rich. This will be the toughest one.
They'll pay a little bit of a price for missing the fairway here because from that rough, you cannot control the spin on the golf ball. Not in the fairway, but not too bad, just in that first cut.
Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
He has a birdie opportunity here. Well, yeah, birdie, Frank, and another shot closer.
Sniffing in the right direction.
2 rounds in the books, Frank, and a good spot from which to make a move.
Yeah, well positioned. Really, you know, if you're leading, it's a different pressure. Being in the chaser pack there, playing well, what a great position to go into with 2 rounds to go.
EA Sports and the United States Golf Association are proud to present a national championship. Today, it's live third-round coverage of the U.S. Open Championship.
He's gone for a little extra.
I mean, that is one of the hardest drives I have ever seen. Just let it rip. Getting set for this next shot from the rough, what does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are because, you know, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing. There's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
What a display of shot making this has been, Frank.
Oh, that incredible approach shot there. The easiest of birdies coming up.
See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. This putt for birdie. Now at 2 under par for the tournament. Par 4 11th is 379 yards as we continue backside here at the U.S. Open at Oakmont. Frank, what's the strategy off the tee here?
You're hitting something that goes about 240, 250 yards maximum, hopefully keeping it out of that right rough. And the reason why that right rough is certainly to be avoided is that big gaping bunker at the front of this green. Green's perched up a little bit, so this is another one where if you can hit an iron or a utility club off the tee, you must find the fairway.
Frank, right where you want to be.
Wouldn't be better if it was on a tee.
Frank, 379-yard hole, you're thinking, I need to make 3 or I need to stuff a short iron in there, but you think there's a price to pay if you get too aggressive here.
There is, especially in a U.S. Open. Once the greens are firm and this fast, the penalty for missing your spot becomes that much more severe. It's very evident here at 11. There's just enough undulation, enough slope from back to front that means you've got to be on the number on your second shot.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Early part of this second nine, a good approach shot. Now, pretty good chance for birdie. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Wow, that was so close, Frank.
Just time to forget that one. I mean, he couldn't hit that much better.
And he's putting for par now.
Really, Rich, right now it's just a case of running out of holes. Pars are fine.
We are at the par 5 12th here at Oakmont. This is a big par 5 at 667 yards. Just blasted that tee ball, Frank.
Second shot.
Frank, Oakmont is important historically in so many ways, principally because this was the first major championship victory for Jack Nicklaus back in 1962.
Yeah, Oakmont, for some reason, has defined people's career. It did with Hogan in '53 in a great year. We all know about Johnny Miller's '63 that was shot there, but you're right. In 1962, in his rookie year, Jack Nicklaus not only would win his first U.S. Open, but he'd have to do it in a playoff, and he would have to do it against the game's most favorite player in Arnold Palmer in his backyard. So it was very difficult for a young Nicklaus to be the villain in the story, and yet he was just starting his career. But when they stood on the first tee, Arnold Palmer hitched up his trousers and thumped one down the fairway, and then he saw a young 22-year-old literally fly his tee shot, and he realized it was not only game on, but maybe what was up ahead for Arnold Palmer wasn't going to be as easy as what he thought. But we also saw the start of what was going to be the greatest run in golf, 18 major championships, but they started at Oakmont in 1962.
The winner's check for Jack Nicklaus in 1962, $17,500. How about that? Here at the par 3 13th, we're ready to tee off. It's 183 yards.
this is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. Well, the tee shot has landed in the bunker. Now from the bunker.
Yeah, just a little splash out on this par 3.
Oh, no, look out, Frank. I think he flushed that one.
Oh, this is going, gone.
Well, too bad, Frank. That one rolled right off the green.
It was just coming out so hot.
So in the first cut here, it could be worse.
I mean, this skill, and that was sublime.
Just good hands, coming out of the rough, able to manage the distance, and now in great position.
In this situation, Rich, a bogey's not all that bad. Still has the lead.
Well, the reason Oakmont has hosted so many U.S. Opens, Frank, as you well know, is it has a really good blend of holes, and now we come to a short par 4 at 358 yards, the 14th.
You can see the predicament in front of you, bunkers left and right, but really the bonus here is if you can get the ball on the fairway with just something like a long iron off the tee, this is one of your best scoring opportunities at Oakmont.
Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Chance to set himself up for a good scoring opportunity with his second shot here. Well, this one should be safely on deck here. He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track. Birdie putt coming up. Had a par on this hole yesterday. Wow, I thought he made that. Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts.
Even par currently.
So, hanging in down the stretch with a par. Well, this is a good U.S. Open par 4 at 499 yards. The 15th is one of the better holes in the course, Frank.
It is. The shape of the tee shot you think would suit a cut, but because the fairway slopes quite severely to the right, really it needs a draw just to work its way against that slope and somehow keep it on the straight and narrow.
Nothing to argue about there, right in the fairway. It's a big shot right here, second to the 15th hole. I mean, that's how the game is played, right there.
He's just making it look so easy. That birdie coming up, formality.
It's a big putt right here for birdie. Has it, now sitting at 2 under par for the tournament. Frank, in golf, there's nothing quite like the final round of a hotly contested championship, and this one could be a doozy.
And there's nothing quite like that leaderboard I'm looking at right now. We are going to have some amazing golf. This one is going to have to be won.
EA Sports and the United States Golf Association are proud to present a national championship. Today, it's live final round coverage of the U.S. Open Championship. Wayward from the tee, and this one is headed for the rough, Frank. Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. Good swing, good shot yet again. Early part of this back nine and a good approach shot. Now we'll have this for birdie. Birdie here yesterday, trying to do it again today. So close. Well, there's an opportunity wasted.
Just knock it in for a par, and let's forget about this one. Golf is not about perfect, but it's going to hurt the cause.
That is a solid par putt. Frank, it's only 379 yards, a par 4. You thinking birdie here at the 11th?
You would think for that distance, no, but you'd take 4 here. It's a stringent tee shot. The fairway doesn't really look pleasing to the eye. It looks like it moves out to the left, but that's exactly where those bunkers are. So more often than not, we see players hitting out of the right rough. And back in 1994, this is where the playoff finished with Lauren Roberts and Ernie Els.
120 yards out, trying to flight this ball down. Pretty good shot. That ball settles in about 13 feet away.
You'd like to think unlucky for some, but birdie putt coming up.
Continues to putt beautifully. Well, the par 5 12th here at Oakmont is no cupcake. It measures in at 667 yards.
I tell you, there's long and long, and that with a little bit of breeze behind, it's long.
He rode the wind there to payday. He's going to have a good look coming up. And now the second shot here at this par 5.
Safely on deck.
What a shot. Setting up for an eagle here. Been pretty good all day from this distance. Just trying to take care of business. Yeah, an eagle. What a putt. All right, Frank, at the par 3 13th at 183 yards, what do you see here?
Well, there's a lot of things to consider, but the general slope of this green really makes you either hit to a specific section on the green or just try and keep the ball below the hole. It's always easy to putt uphill on fast greens.
Good, clean contact and a nice result, and a chance for birdie coming up. Good try, just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
No problems there.
Yeah, keeps the round going, keeps the momentum on his side.
Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. We're at the 14th hole at Oakmont Country Club. Frank, it's only 358 yards. How good is the scoring opportunity here?
This is certainly one of the best chances on the back nine here for birdie, that's for sure, Rich. Just a long iron off the tee there, threaded in between bunkers that adorn both sides of this fairway. To set up to what you would say on Oakmont standards is a relatively gentle green.
No fairway here, this one in that rough. Not in the fairway, but not too bad, just in that first cut. How good was that, Frank, from the rough?
Oh, that's amazing. It's a masterclass in short game.
Different day, different hole. Made bogey yesterday. He'll do better this time, it looks like. Good putt. All teed up at the 15th. It's a par 4 of 499 yards. What a test here, Frank.
It certainly is. The tee shot here is a little bit like the par 5 12th, where the fairway slopes quite severely from left to right. It means the pews there on the left side are actually not a bad place to aim at. You just have to allow for that kick and roll towards the right.
So the golf ball ends up in that first cut. It's a little bit less than 2 inches. You can see the golf ball. Should be able to get at it, but may not be able to control the spin. We'll see. Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. That is another laser right at the flagstick. Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie. Goes to 6 under par for the tournament. What a display of golf. On to 16 now at 231-yard par 3. Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance really for birdie, but really it was a rather poor approach shot.
So a long putt there and just didn't read it quite right. Getting set now over the putt. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. We are coming down to the wire here at the U.S. Open Championship at fabled Oakmont, and the tension's starting to build. And Frank, this is decision time at this very short 313-yard par 4.
And normally in a U.S. Open, Rich, you'd think the prudent play would be lay it up, but I kind of like driver here today. I think the worst you're going to do is just miss the green or hit it in one of those pop bunkers. You perhaps could drive it on the green, be putting for eagle, but even out of one of those bunkers, you've got to think you're even money to get it up and down. I like driver here.
So that ball nestles down in the rough. Just got away a little bit on that tee ball. Second shot coming out of the rough here. Coming out of the rough and right up next to the hole. These putts keep the round together. Frank, we have said it over and over. Another birdie. Frank, you know this as well as anyone, having competed in and contended in U.S. Open championships. An 18th hole at a U.S. Open is supposed to be tough. A par is supposed to be hard won. This has all the elements of a great finishing hole, doesn't it?
Yeah, I don't know if you could use the word fair, but you would say it's a just finishing hole. It's right, because it extracts the best you'd ever want to see out of a champion. Someone that can basically stand on that tee, gather their thoughts together, thump something down the fairway, then come up with a second shot that's nearly as challenging as the tee shot, and then somehow two-putt. You do all that with the lead, you deserve to pick up the U.S. Open trophy.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot in there. Easy birdie.
To win the U.S. Open. Just continuing to play some really good golf. 8 under par for the championship.